Hey everybody, welcome to CPP Tech. How you guys doing today? We are going to go back to the midlife crisis. I feel that when I put this together, put the video up, it was a nice, cool cinematic thing, but I didn't really go too much into detail on why I built it and what's all inside of it. And there's going to be some changes to it here in the future, and I'll go over some of that as well. If you notice the retro build over here, one thing I want to apologize for is we forgot to tell you the name. We got the midlife crisis, but we forgot to tell you the name of this. We dubbed the Gramps, just because of how old it is. In a future video, I've actually started to overclock this to see where the threshold is on this old 45 nanometer processor. I think it was an Athlon 2. I can't think of the top of my head which one it was, but 4 cores, 4 threads. As you've seen in the video already, it does play Fortnite. But if you want to see that video and the two prior to that with the whole 3-part series of the retro build, go ahead and throw a like and subscribe, and we'd appreciate that. And there's a whole bunch of other cool videos on here as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the specifications, why I built it, what I'm doing with it, and what's all in there. Let's just have some fun, all right? Give me a second, I'll be right back. Where'd he go? Is he gone? Where's he at? Maybe he went to take a tinkle. Well, while he's gone, I'm going to tell you and show you exactly what we can do with this midlife crisis. But first, what's with the cable management down there? Come on, brah. It's horrible. Clean it up. Anyway, so he talked about going over the midlife crisis. Well, I'm going to tell you about the midlife crisis. Ooh, Sony. Ooh, refreshing. All right, I think I hear him. Goodbye. All right. Let's get to work on this thing. Not my soda. Drink my soda. There's a full can here. What? Well, just a half a can. It's all gone. Great. How did that happen? I ain't gonna go get one right now. All right, so midlife crisis. What can we do with it? I overbuilt this thing. We'll go over the specs with it real quick. I got the X570 AORUS Master in there. The RYZEN 9 3900X. That's 12 cores, 24 threads. 64 gigs of RAM. 3 M.2s, 2 500 gigs, and 1 terabyte. I have 2 4 terabyte mechanical drives in there. They're the Western Digital Red, 7200 RPMs. That's where all my storage is going. I've got the DEEPCOOL Castle 360EX. I really like that water cool. I know it's a AIO, but it's really solid. I like it. I've got a 240 over there that's going to go in that Intel build when we do that one. The 2080 Ti. I know I built this 4 months ago, And I built it knowing that the 3000 series was coming out. And I built it knowing that the 5000 series for RYZEN is coming out. But here we are now in November, and can you buy it? I can't. I can't find one. A 390 or even a Ryzen 9 5900X or a 5950X. And I went with the 3900X versus the 3950X, knowing that the 5000 series was coming out. We didn't know it was going to be called 5000, but now we do. So I'll probably upgrade this one sometime next year, just with the 5950X. There's benchmarks going out there where they're saying that there's not much of a difference between the 5900X and the 5950X when it comes to content creation. And this is what this build is mainly purpose is. It will hold, it'll conquer all the games out there as well. It will do all those games as well. So at some point in time I may get back into it, you know, but this was built for the content creation. Little bit of history on why I actually built this, and then we'll go into the computer and I'll pull that up and we'll go over some of that in there. So we're 23 videos in. The channel's 4 months old. And CPP. So it's CPP Tech. And if you actually watch the retro build from last week, the closing, the credits come up, and then you saw Clyde Patton Productions, and you've probably seen the director's chair that's got Superman's in, and it says Clyde Patton Productions. Well, that's where CPP comes into play. Small history. Grandpa worked in a movie theater, and I grew up watching movies, and I wanted to be a filmmaker, and that's why I built that one like 11 years ago. That's the build that I used to run Premiere Pro on. Now, I sat it down because of live kids, money, and what have you, and last year I got the wild, hairy goose egg in my derriere that I wanted to start making films again. So I came up with a story, we started the film, and then I realized I don't have the right gear for any of this stuff, so I sat it down. The YouTube channel was actually just happenstance. I started watching a lot of YouTube videos throughout the years, trying to familiarize myself more with Premiere and After Effects and all the stuff that I've missed out the last 11, 12 years since I set it down with that. And I'll be honest, I like doing this YouTube channel. I'm really excited about it. I'm having fun. I really enjoy it. And to be honest, it actually has really helped me relearn this software, and I want to get into more like Blender with the 3D animation, hence why the build was built so big. I think I mentioned the 2080 Ti in there, yeah. So, did I go overboard? Could I gone a cheaper route? Yes. But will this handle everything I throw at it? Yes. So, and I'm a PC enthusiast. I've always loved computers. That one there was actually the third build that I did in that one case that I had. I've built several others for family members or what have you. So I mean, I haven't been in it in a while. My job that I have, it helped to keep up with it, but I kept up the bare minimum, and I kind of come back full circle to it. So I love this stuff. I like helping people. I like giving knowledge. Sometimes I'm a moron on some of it, but you know, I screw up too. Everybody screws up. So with that being said, why don't we go into here, and I'll go in here and explain a little bit more on why all the separate drives and whatnot, and I'll see you over inside the computer. All right, let's go over there. Okay, so if you look in here, so this is my computer, all right, the midlife crisis. So if you look at this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drives in here. So obviously this one here is actually running the operating system and all my software. There's all my Premiere stuff. OBS is running on there. My benchmarks software, my MSI, all that stuff is running on that particular drive. And that's one of the 500 M.2s. Down below you see that cache and that scratch. That's the other 500 M.2. I'll go over that here in a minute with Premiere. And then if you look over here, this is the 1 terabyte M.2 as well, and that says projects. Sorry, I'm getting uncomfortable. That says projects. That one's where all my project files go. So when I'm in Premiere Pro, I put everything actually over here. So you see storage and storage 1, storage 2. That's where all my folders go, pre and post. When I'm done, all the files go from the project files all the way back over to the storage. And I've got them archived. That way if I have to go back, I can do so. But while I'm actually doing Premiere, and I'm actually in the middle of editing this video right now, and I'll pull that up for you. So all these folders are actually going into that. If I open it up, so now there's my project folders. If I go here and then projects, so I've got an After Effects test I was doing with RJ, but I got a separate folder here. So this one's called MIDLIFE, and all my audio and video files come into here. Now you see a folder called proxy. Well, that one there, whenever you bring your video files over to Premiere, you always want to create proxy folders, so whenever you're actually doing your editing, it runs smoothly through the timeline instead of jitter jatter, because it'll play for 5 seconds, stop if you don't do that. And actually the media encoder right here is where it all goes into, encodes that media. The folder goes into there temporarily, that way you can do your editing. So that's the premise behind the project disk, that M.2. So if you start getting the bigger videos, video files are a lot bigger. That's why we want the 1 terabyte. The cache, the 500 gig for the cache is probably way too big, but it's what it is. No biggie. So if you look, I've already got, almost half of that first mechanical drive filled up. There's 4 and 4. I know it says 3.6, but it's 2 4 terabytes. So that's pretty cool. If you look down here, you got the My Cloud stuff. I've got a My Cloud down there, and then I've also got the My Cloud EX Ultra as well. That's got a lot of our movies stored on there, and it's running Plex through all that. There's tons and tons of stuff on there. So that's a little bit of a layout. Let's go into Task Manager here real quick, and I'll bring that up. So if you look right now, I'm actually at 38% on my memory. Now we talked about I've got 64 gigs of RAM sitting in here. There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you look in there, there's a whole bunch of stuff running in the background. I told you before, I am really, really bad about all that, and well, yeah. So there's a CPU. Looks like it's running at 5%. Memory's running now at 24. There's 64 gigs in there. Let's see here. Properties. So 64 gigs. There's the Ryzen 9 3900X. Running Windows 10. So you know the reason behind this. So let me pull up Premiere again. So okay, now we're into the computer. Let's find the guy who stole my SODI. Well, I'm in the middle of doing this. You know, I did it all with green screen. You can see that right there. So let's go over here to this part of the timeline and pull this up. So if you look, I threw the can of soda right there, did my little jibber jabber, talked, took the soda, drank it, and then I just overlapped it onto the, onto the other. What I did do though, go ahead and get rid of that. If you notice this clip, it's not the same clip as from before, but you see how I put the green on the big ultra wide, the 49-inch ultra wide. That's so I could key it out and throw me into like I'm in the screen and then reaching out to grab the soda. That's one of the small few little things that can be done on this software. I'm not gonna say you don't need this big computer to do that, but I know this is a boring video and it's not going to get many views, but I figured for those of you who do subscribe to me, want to see, what I do on the background end of it. And I haven't really talked about the midlife crisis since we built it, and just wanted to kind of show you a little bit of what it was about, why I built it. And what have you. I'll go ahead and do this on this one because I know I'm not going to get that many views on it. I joined the Associates program with Amazon, so with everything else, I'm not here to make money, but if I can, make enough to try to help this channel out, that's what it's all about, right? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a parts list below that's on Amazon, at least as many as I can find, with links with my affiliate connected to it. It doesn't cost you anything if you buy anything from there, but we get a small kickback that helps the channel. So if you're thinking about buying at least one or two of these parts, consider just using my link, and I'd appreciate it. All right, guys. I guess I'm going to finish it here. I know it's a short one. It's a talking head video. I just wanted to go over some of the stuff on this midlife crisis real quick, just to show you why I built it. What was in it. I didn't really go too much into detail with that little 7-minute cinematic video that I did, 4 months ago when I did build it. The studio is going to get a major uplift here in the next couple of weeks. I'm starting to use that green screen more, and the 2 windows up here in the basement during the day, the light shines in, and I can't get the lighting correct on the on the green screen. I know they're studs. I mean, this was going to be a movie theater that got turned into my studio, and at some point in time, I think I still want to make it a movie theater. But until then, I'm going to put some shelves up. We're going to put a 55-inch TV. I got a 32-inch sitting over there that's kind of helping me out with filming and bullet points or what have you. We're shifting stuff around. I want to get this more of a studio environment, atmosphere, what have you. It's coming. You know, like I said, it's the channel's 4 months old. You know, this will be number 24 video. I got some ideas, you know, coming through my head on some of the pardon me, some of the upcoming videos. I'd like to do another build. I'm not quite there with that Intel build yet. Christmas is coming, and like I said, you know, this channel is young, so you know it's our money that gets put into it. So that's why the affiliate links for the Amazon is so important. It's kind of help us to build this channel. So whatever proceeds that we actually make on that goes back into the channel to make it better. And like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. We just get a kickback if you use our link. So we would appreciate that very much. I know I mentioned it once before, but why not reiterate it? I know I'm not going to get that many views on this particular video, but why don't you check out some of my other ones? If you did stumble across this, throw a subscribe on there. Check out the retro build. There's a 3-episode series on that retro build. That one was a really fun build. It hasn't gotten as many hits on it as I'd like to have seen, but you know, it was about having fun, especially with my boy. He really enjoyed that. He was ecstatic that it played Fortnite, and he keeps saying, "Is this my computer? Is this my computer?" It's like, well, it's kind of my computer, but well, we're gonna let you use it or play it. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. I know it's a short one, kind of a boring one. We got a lot of stuff going on today, but I just wanted to make this one real quick and show you what the midlife crisis was about. I know in the beginning I threw a little bit of a fun little snippet, you know, with the soda can or what have you. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Until next time, please take care. Bye.